And we are live. All right, you guys. Today we are going to be talking about 3 things you can do right now to lose weight no matter how busy life is. So as you're hopping in, say hello. Let me know you're here. And yeah, we're going to dive into this because I get it. I talk to a lot of women who are busy, man. You've got work, you've got family, you've got responsibilities, you got the mile long to-do list, and finding time to exercise, follow your nutrition plan is way easier said than done. I'm not going to lie. Like I've been there, done that. I run a business. I'm actually at home I'm staying at my parents' house for the summer. So I'm trying to like spend time with them because I don't get to see them all the time. So it can be a lot. So I definitely don't have the kids and all that kind of stuff that a lot of people have. So but I hear it from my clients so often how busy they are. I'm going to share a couple stories of my clients and how they're implementing these 3 things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So today I want to make it simple for you. So if you're somebody that's really busy, right, I'm going to give you 3 hacks that are going to allow you to save time. Because when you can save time with what you're doing, you're going to show up more consistently and you can finally fit into those cute clothes. So make sure you guys stay tuned till the end because of course, I saved the best for last. So now before I dive in, I've put together a metabolism guide. So if you're a woman who feels like something may be off with your metabolism, you hit your 40s, you hit your 50s, things aren't working quite like they used to, then make sure to grab this guide. Just drop metabolism down below so I can get that over to you. And, let's get your metabolism fired up because just because you hit perimenopause or menopause does not mean you're doomed to not lose weight. Okay. And for you guys that are on live, I'm going to drop that link for you in the comments. Because I can't always reply back to your guys' comments after the video. It's very annoying. So anyways, so if you're watching this on replay or watching me live, just drop metabolism. We'll get that guide over to you guys. I think it's 11 steps in there of things you can start doing right away to start seeing better results from your plan. Okay. All right, let's dive into these 3 tips to lose weight no matter how busy life gets. And I see we've got Billy May is on. What's up, girl? Good to see you. All right, so let's go. Number 1, let's ditch the idea that more is better, especially when it comes to exercise. So I'm going to give you an example in exercise, but this certainly applies to your nutrition as well. So I've been working with this client, Kara. We've been working together for, over a year. She's made some tremendous progress. And I had this conversation with her when she first started to get a gauge of what she was doing, as I always do when I bring on somebody new. I want to see what they're already doing. Let's make those shifts to actually help them see better results. And so she was spending literally 2 hours a day working out. So she would drive, and that was just the working out part. Okay. She would have to drive to the gym. So I think it was about a 30-minute drive for her, 30-minute drive to the gym, spend 2 hours at the gym 5 days a week, and then had to drive home. And what would happen is she could do it for a little while, like most people can, but then life would get busy, or for her, she just kind of got burned out on the whole thing. And, she just stopped altogether. Right. And then she'd start back up and then she'd get burned out again. And it was kind of this cycle where she never really made any progress because she couldn't be consistent long enough to actually see the results that she was looking for. And at the end of it, she felt so burnt out. It was like she didn't even want to go home and meal prep. She didn't even want to go for walks on the weekend. So it was hindering even her other aspects of her health and fitness because what she was trying to do was way too much. And like you, she's a bookkeeper. She gets these times of years where it's tax season, right? And things get a little crazy. And so she, like you, has to find ways to make it work in her schedule. So when she came on, what we did is we switched her. Instead of working out 5 days a week, we switched her to 4 days a week. I think she actually started at 3, worked her way up to 4, and 30-minute workouts. Okay. And you would think, well, she's doing less. Isn't she going to get worse results? No, she actually got better results. She started to see the scale move. She noticed her clothes fit better. She even got photos taken for her business and was so proud of how she looked in those photos because she was feeling so strong and so good in her body. Okay. And so sometimes the key here, you guys, is that It's not about more, right? We need the minimum effective dose. We need the minimum that's going to help us get results. And most importantly, right, what's going to help you show up and be consistent? I love that quote where it's like, if you, if you do a 2-hour workout, but you only do it once a month because that's all the consistency you can have with it, right? You're not going to get as good results as even if you did a 15 or 30-minute workout, but did it 3 or 4 times a week and you showed up and you did it day in and day out. Okay. So when we can make it the minimum effective dose, we get results, but we stay consistent. So you can actually start to see progress and notice you're getting stronger and notice that your clothes are fitting better. Okay. And, for you ladies that are in your 40s, that you're in your 50s, your body's changing, right? We have to be more mindful because we're more reactive to stress. Too much exercise, like 2 hours a day, is going to backfire because it's going to raise your cortisol. It's going to place a lot of stress on your body. It's going to make it harder for you to lose the weight and keep it off. So we don't want to throw fuel on the fire, making it more difficult in the long run because of your hormones, because of where you're at in your life. That's going to make it even more difficult to see results from what you're doing. Okay. But in this example with Kara, she went from 10 hours a week, not even counting the driving, because now she's actually working out at home, to 2 hours a week. That's 8 hours that she got back. 8 hours. I mean, that's like a whole work day. What would you do with 8 hours extra in your week by focusing more on quality over quantity when it comes to your health and your fitness, right? And because of that, she's been consistent for well over a year, which is really amazing to see. I see clients are saying, I've never been this consistent in my life, right? And this is why, because they're doing just the minimum they need to get results and not more, right? And not more. We don't have to do more. So let's ditch the idea of more is better. Drop a comment and let me know if you're on board with this one, okay? And just remember, the goal is the minimum effective dose, just the right amount, not too much and not too little. Cool? All right. So we're going to dive into number 2. Okay. So number 2, you guys, is you don't have to be perfect to get results. Okay. A little bit like number 1, right? We think more is better. And then we think, I can't tell you, I would say probably 100% of the women I work with, probably because it was my challenge for so many years and I still struggle with it sometimes, is you don't have to be perfect to get results, right? So let me give you an example. So I have a client I'm working with right now. She, like you, is busy. She's got the family business she's helping to run. She's running her daughter all over to sports. I believe it's soccer that she's in. They just got a new puppy on top of all that, right? And it's like, she's like, I just feel like I'm drowning sometimes. So talk about stress, talk about overwhelm. But what's cool is this is where a lot of people give up. They throw in the towel. They're like, I'm going to wait till things get better or less busy. And what happens is this becomes a cycle because we're always going to have these periods of life that are busy. And the more we can learn how to work with them instead of just waiting, waiting for a better time that never comes, then we can see results. So don't put off what you want for your life, for your body, for your health. Start now. You can do things even if you are busy. So she kind of mentioned she feels like she's drowning and she's overwhelmed. And, we talked about taking small steps. Okay. So just to keep her going, just to keep the momentum going. So, one of the things she was struggling with was sleep, getting enough sleep. Getting enough sleep is really, really super important for fat loss, believe it or not. And instead, a lot of people be like, all right, I'm going to go to, a bed an hour early. And then it's like, it never happens because it's so overwhelming. It never happens. So instead we talk about going to bed just 15 minutes early. And just because of that 15 minutes early, she's like, I feel so much better. I have so much more energy now when I wake up. Just because that little bit of extra time she gave for herself. Now, we can start there. And then when she's like got that under her belt, maybe then we move to like 30 minutes and try that. Right. But a lot of us jump into the goal that's too big, too overwhelming, that we just don't do it. Right. Because if we don't hit it perfectly, we get 30 minutes instead of an hour. We're like, well, I stink. I can't do this. We start getting in our head. Right. Because we're putting that pressure on ourselves to be perfect instead of just doing, you know what, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to show up and do something and not let this be something that is going to cause me to give up. Okay. Another thing that we did with her, she was really great with her workouts. She came into nutrition coaching with me, doing a really great job with her workouts, but she really just needed to work more on the nutrition side of things, okay? Because she wasn't seeing results, and she was really struggling with this busy schedule. And so she was really good with 5 workouts. But what we did during this time is said, you know what, let's just focus on 3 workouts a week. If you get more, cool, it's like brownie points, it's gravy on top, but let's focus on 3. So she was able to still stay consistent with those workouts. And I said, don't feel bad if you don't get 5. 3 is still going to keep you consistent, still help you get amazing results, like client Kara, who totally did, and keep you on track with it. It's a lot harder to start over 3 months from now with those workouts because you haven't worked out at all in 3 months. And even with just 2 or 3 workouts a week, you guys, you can see results from what you're doing. Okay. So that helped her a lot, is just saying, hey, you know what, we can scale back, we can dial things down a little bit, right? I always tell people we can dial things down, we can dial things up when we're less busy. Okay. And so the last thing we kind of worked on with her too recently was, meal planning. So when we get really overwhelmed, really busy, meal planning can get very difficult. And so for a lot of clients I work with, actually, it's kind of getting away from this idea that we have to cook everything from scratch and every meal has to be like this cooked from scratch gourmet meal. So we talked about, can we get things like pre-cooked chicken? Can we have veggies that are already chopped up that are going to be easy to eat? So we started incorporating some of these things to save her time in the cooking department. And there's so many things in the store now, those chopped bag salads. I love those. I buy veggies or, frozen veggies or veggies that are already cut up, pre-cooked chicken, Kevin's paleo meals. That's one of my favorites lately. So like, incorporating some of these simple meal ideas can go a long way, where your prepping of those meals and even the planning doesn't take a whole lot of effort. Okay. So we want to think about, sometimes in life, we're going to have to dial things down. We have to learn how to work through these busy times. Otherwise, we are going to be on this constant stop-start cycle. So if we can do something to keep that momentum going and, create more of these automatic habits of what we're doing, we're going to be more successful in keeping that weight off in the long run. Right? What's more important is that you're showing up, even if it isn't perfect, rather than stopping altogether. Okay. And I know this is probably one of the hardest things I have to work with my clients on to wrap their head around, because it is hard. We have a lot of pressure on ourselves as women to show up and be super women, right? But we can't do that all the time. We don't have enough energy, right? So what I encourage you to do is to just focus on something over nothing and piling that with the minimum effective dose. And it's not always about more. Man, you're going to save yourself hours in a week. Cool. All right. Let me know if that resonated with anybody here. Just drop a comment down below. I know I'm a recovering perfectionist, and letting that stuff go has really just helped me feel way more calm, way more relaxed, like I can handle things more. And sometimes, it's not perfect, but that's okay. I didn't give up. I didn't quit. I did what I could and I kept going. And that's such a better mental space to be in. That's going to help you feel way more empowered and way more encouraged to keep going. Cool. All right, you guys, I have one more tip for you. So this is one a lot of people don't think about. So I wanted to save the best one for last, because this is something really important. And for you guys that, either run a business or maybe have a team at work that you manage, this is gonna be interesting, because we don't always think about taking some of the things we're doing at work and applying it to our home life, right? So you don't have to do everything yourself. That's number 3. You don't have to do everything yourself. I mean, right? I think as women, we feel like we have to handle everything. We have to take care of everything. And we forget that, like, we can ask for help. We can delegate things. So I don't know if I have any business owners watching this or people that manage teams, but how often are you delegating? I have 2 team members that work with me right now, and I have to delegate things to them, right, to help me out with my business. Otherwise, all I would be working 24/7 and never sleep, right? So I delegate a lot of things to my team. And so taking this philosophy of getting things off of our plate, it's okay to do it. It's not mean. It's not bad. We don't have to take care of everything ourselves. So how can we take this into our life? I'm going to give you guys a few examples in case you're not sure. So you could ask for help. So maybe you can get your hubby cooking a meal once a week. Maybe, right? Maybe not. You could get the kids, maybe they're helping with the cooking or the cleaning, or even if they're helping with some other chores or some other things, right? They're taking the dog out for you so that you have some more free time to, do the things you need to do, whether that's getting in a quick workout or, cooking a meal or whatever that might be. So if there's people around you, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to get them involved with the things that you're doing. Okay. Another way to do this is nowadays it's amazing with the convenience, right? There's DoorDash, there's Instacart, right? You can get your groceries delivered. You can get meals delivered if you have like healthy places close by that you can order food from. I'm currently in a smaller town right now, but when I lived in Tampa, man, there was all these like amazing bowl places, and I loved it because you could load up with chicken and veggies and all that good stuff. And so have stuff delivered. It's going to save you the drive to the store, the time. I mean, at least an hour, right? Going to the store, walking around the store, driving around the store, waiting to check out, all that stuff. So you could have your groceries delivered. Okay. A big one that I love is buying things already pre-chopped, pre-cooked. You don't have to, make everything from scratch. We talked about that in the last point. There's so much stuff in the store. There's hard-boiled eggs that are cooked. There's chicken that's cooked. There's, those chopped bag salads all ready to go. There's veggies already pre-chopped and washed and things like that. So there's lots of options where just take some time going around the store and find things. And it's okay to do that. It's not cheating, right? It's there for a reason, to help you out and make your life easier. So next time you're in the store, I want to challenge you to just walk around and see what are some quicker, fast options that would save you so much time. I do a lot of stuff like that, and it saves me hours a week. I make really simple meals, right? I buy soup and I warm that up, right? I just found this amazing soup on Amazon that I love called True Primal. And it's got 30 grams of protein, which is crazy for soup. So, finding these things that are easy and fast and quick are going to go a long way for you. Okay. And then lastly, having a coach. Okay. This is what I do. This is how I make my living, is having a coach, having somebody that can lay the plan out for you. So you're not spending, hours on YouTube trying to piece everything together. Not that there's anything wrong with YouTube, but, if we're spending a lot of time trying to piece things together, we're second guessing ourselves. We're not sure what to do. Maybe we, everybody I see gets to a sticking point at some time in their life. Having to take that off your plate with a coach that can lay everything out for you is just going to be amazing. It's going to take the stress off your plate. It's going to, and there's so often when I'm working with clients, like I give them ideas they never even thought of. They're like, oh, wow, I never even thought of that. Right. So having somebody that can just point you in the right direction and you just go and it's the right direction and you feel confident and good is going to take a lot of time, trial and error, a lot of trying to research stuff, a lot of guessing and hoping and praying off of your plate. Okay. So if you guys are looking for, one-on-one support, that's what I do. You can reach out, just find me on Instagram, Becky Fox Fitness, send me a message. I'll be happy to chat with you more about how we can make that happen. All right. So the last one, number 3, guys, you do not have to do everything yourself. Okay. And you shouldn't. Okay. You shouldn't. It's going to drive you insane. You're going to go crazy if you're not there already. So what are some things that you can get off your plate? What are some things that you can delegate? I gave you a couple of examples, but I really want you thinking about this because you do, again, I'm just going to say it again. You don't have to do everything yourself. You should, and you shouldn't. Okay. All right, you guys, that is my 3 tips to help you get in shape, no matter how busy your life is. All right. So I would love to know in the comments below which one resonated with you, 1, 2, or 3. So just to recap, 1 was ditch the idea that more is better. All we need is that minimum effective dose. Number 2 is you don't have to be perfect to get results. Sometimes we have to dial things down. Sometimes we have to do the best we can. Do that over giving up, over throwing in the towel, okay? Because when you do nothing, you move backwards. Even if we take a small step forward, we're moving forward. But doing nothing is not benign. You're going to lose your health. You're going to gain more weight back. You're going to feel worse. It is not benign, okay? So anything you can do to keep taking a small step forward is going to go a long ways, okay? Number 3, guys, you do not have to do everything yourself. Delegate. Get things off your plate. Ask for help. Use resources out there that are out there like pre-cooked food and Instacart and all the fun stuff. Okay. So let me know what resonated. Oh, Kara's on. Becky's amazing trainer. I highly recommend. Thank you, girl. That's who. She's a real person. So the story I used in here is a real person. She's on. She's here. so let me know which one resonated with you guys. And again, if you want to grab that metabolism guide, just drop what was the keyword? I think it's metabolism. Yeah, metabolism in a comment below. I'll get that over to you. And also, just a reminder, I go live every week now here on Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you can make it live, that's amazing. I love to interact and chat with you guys a little bit. But I get it. Some people are at work. And we've got people in all different time zones and things like that. So the video will always be here after we go live, and you're welcome to chat and things like that. We do go through the comments and stuff like that and try to reply to as many as we can. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back here again next week. Actually, I already have our topic planned out, so I'll give you a little sneak peek, which is how to achieve your fat loss goals while eating pizza and chocolate. All right. So yes, you can eat things that you love and still get results and lose weight and fit into your clothes and feel amazing. We don't have to deprive ourselves. So we're going to talk about that next week. So I look forward to seeing you back here. And of course, I really appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Okay.